Noting the time and presence of a quorum, I'll call the Boxborough Select Board to order. I will move to reconvene to executive session to discuss with respect to investigate charges of criminal misconduct or consider filing of criminal complaints per Chapter 30A, Section 21A, subsection 5, and to reconvene in open session after completion of the executive session. I would also note that to discuss an open session may have detrimental effect on the position of the board.
Second.
Okay, we'll do a roll call vote. Diana?
Aye.
Les?
Fox, aye.
Jennifer?
Campbell, aye.
And then folks, aye. Okay. See you guys soon. Good evening, people of Boxborough. Sorry, I'm a little off. So we've already opened the normal session, so we'll get straight to the announcements. So today, January 3rd, residents are advised the Select Board will be conducting their meetings virtually via Zoom through March 2022, possibly later due to new Omicron. Public meetings may be broadcast live, streamed live, or recorded for later playback on BXB-TV and/or the internet. By attending, the audience consents to being photographed, filmed, and/or otherwise recorded by BXB-TV. Attendees of all public meetings should be aware of the Massachusetts Recording Law, MGL Chapter 30A, Section 20F, if they're personally considered reporting any part of this meeting or a meeting in its entirety. Is there anybody that wishes to record them for their own purpose? Seeing no raised hands, we'll continue. Town offices will be closed on Monday, January 17th in honor of Martin Luther King Day. Tonight, the board will be voting to convene a special town meeting on Monday, February 28th, 2022, and discussing the preliminary warrant articles. Additional information will be posted on the town's website and social media outlets going forward. Please contact the select board with any questions or comments. Additionally, we will be tonight opening the annual town, or voting to convene the annual town meeting for Monday, May 9th, 2022. Put that on your calendars. Additional information will be made available in the coming months as part of the process. The fiscal year 23 budget process is underway. All committee meetings are open to the public and currently being provided via Zoom. Please go to the town's website to review the town meeting calendar. They're posted. The calendar postings include links to the meeting agenda and Zoom events, and feel free to stop by any select board, FinCom, library trustees, or the AB school committee or any other town board to learn more about the department budgets for the upcoming year. COVID exposure rates, including Delta and now Omicron, continue to be a concern. In an effort to balance providing services while still protecting residents and staff, the town has implemented updated work protocols for interactions at town facilities. Visitors are being asked to wear face coverings and to practice social distancing while in all town buildings and vehicles. Residents are encouraged to continue to use the online options available to access requests/services and to process payments. Click on the online payment button on the town's homepage or the department webpage. More information on these COVID-19 measures has been posted on the town's homepage. The Neshoba Associated Boards of Health will be conducting COVID booster clinics on Wednesday during the month of January. Pre-registration is required. To register and for more information, go to the news sections on the town webpage. There's a winter parking ban now in effect. We haven't really had much snow. We're getting some Friday. And if you have any questions, call DPW. The town has several job opportunities available. We're currently looking for the following positions: Inspector of Buildings, Video Production Technician for BXB-TV. You get to work with Kirby. Part-time Senior Library Assistant and Meeting Recording Secretary. To learn more, go to the employment opportunities under quick links on the town's homepage. Our town boards and committees need your support. We are dependent on resident volunteers, and thank you to everyone who is dedicating their time and talent to the operations of this town. There's various boards that have openings. Select Board is specifically looking for volunteers to serve on the town's Personnel Board. The Personnel Board recommends revisions and administrators the town's personnel bylaw, including the positions on the classification and compensation schedule, which are presented at town meeting, and input as to, there's no specific qualifications for membership on this board, though personal expertise would be helpful. The Finance Committee is also in need of members. Contact Town Hall for more information. There's currently openings on the Affordable Housing Trust, Economic Development Committee, Finance Committee, Personnel Board, Planning Board as an associate member, Public Celebrations and Ceremonies Committee, and the Recreation Commission. And lastly, select board meetings have a number of topics and issues that must be discussed and deliberated by the board. We ask that residents hold their comments until the board has had the opportunity to get their questions answered. Due to time constraints, the board may not be able to accommodate comments from all residents on all topics. Please wait to be recognized by the chair before addressing the board. And we ask that participants be respectful and civil, and thank you for understanding. Okay. So I think are we good on the payroll and payable warrants?
Yes, Vega reported that all outstandings were signed by a quorum of the board.
Excellent. Okay, so we have the minutes for October 18th open session. I didn't see if these ones have changes. Les had
actually, yeah, Mr. Fox, who we're trying to get back on as a host. Okay, there we go. He found that I had a vote in error when it came to the actions voted by the board, and Ms. Campbell and himself voted nay on a particular motion. So I've made that change.
Okay. So I will entertain a motion to approve the October 18th, 2021 open session minutes as amended.
Second. Oh, so moved. Second.
Okay. Is there any other discussion on the October 18th minutes? Nope. Okay. We'll do the roll call vote. Jennifer?
Campbell, aye.
Les?
Fox, aye.
Diana?
Lepari, aye.
And Folks, aye. Okay. And we have the executive session minutes for October 18th, 2021. I'll entertain a motion to approve those.
So moved.
Did we get those?
Second.
Okay. Yep.
Carol sent them.
Yep. I get too many emails. I'm sure everybody else does too. So then, is there any other discussion? Nope. Okay. We'll do roll call vote. Jennifer?
Campbell, aye.
Les?
Fox, aye.
Diana?
Lepari, aye.
And Folks, aye. Okay, and then the November 1st, 2021 executive session 1 and 2, I'll entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved. Second.
Okay, any other discussion on those? Nope. Okay, Jennifer?
Campbell, aye.
Les?
Fox, aye.
Diana?
Lepari, aye.
And Folks, aye. Okay, introductions of new staff. Carter, is that? Hold on.
Rajan, would you like to do this?
I don't know if Rajan's on at the moment.
Oh, okay, then we'll keep it simple. In the upper left corner of the Hollywood Squares, as I see the video, we have Cynthia Patillo, who is our new treasure collector. You confirmed at your last meeting, and she started with us this morning.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
We're excited to have you here.
It's good to be here. It's going to be a challenge and looking forward to it.
Excellent.
And that's all we have for you this evening, Mr. Chairman.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Cynthia, and we are excited to have you here, and I'm sure you will find it hopefully enjoyable, at least rewarding.
I'm sure.
Okay, welcome. Okay, so then, Carter, also, I believe the next item is the Personnel Board recruitment.
Yes, we didn't know if you'd had any candidates reach out to you. We will be posting this and circulating a solicitation for members in the coming weeks. We do hope that you're able to get sufficient applications by 24 January, that we can move forward with the staffing plan, because there are some actions that will be needed to implement that.
Okay, great. Les?
Yeah, since we're talking about the personnel board, I think I'd like to take this moment to thank all the members who have recently resigned from the personnel board that we did not get a chance to really properly thank when we accepted those resignations. So better late than never, I guess, but thanks to all who did serve on the personnel board, and we look forward to standing up a new one.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. On to the next thing. Citizens' concerns. Are there any concerned citizens? Maria? Maria, I think you're muted. Or are you? I think
Hold
it might
on.
be like your speaker's muted.
Hold on. Trying to find her. Oh,
He is unmuted.
nope.
She was.
Sorry. Okay, give it a shot now. No, you're muted on your end, Maria, because we're clear. Now you're muted again. We're not doing
There you go.
anything.
Okay. Are you asking us to come to somebody else and then come back to you? Okay. We'll go Mark White then.
Am I unmuted?
Yep.
Hi. Probably going to ask what Maria was going to ask, but I'm sure she's got plenty to say too. First, I want to know where we are with the Ryder investigation. And secondly, I'd just like to make a note that as a tax-paying resident of this town, I'm not happy with the 7.5% increase I received in my tax bill this morning. 7.5% is an unsustainable increase. We can't, I mean, at that rate, we're losing money. You add inflation to a 7.5% increase, I'm losing money. One of the reasons we all are willing to pay those taxes are because our houses are worth the money that we're offsetting with that tax bill. But if it erodes our values to that degree, we're going to be in trouble. I think we're in trouble at 7.5%. And after the last meeting, I was under the distinct impression that no, 7.5%, that's not right. It doesn't make any sense unless we got reevaluated. I wasn't aware if my residence was reevaluated this year because it had been happened just a couple of years ago. So again, all I'd say is 7.5%. I'm mad as a hornet, and I hope everybody else in town is. And we're going to have to fire up the torches and pitchforks if we're going to get our taxes to come back down. So, and again, what's going on with the Ryder investigation? Thank you.
Carter?
The FBI, as instructed by the select board, I did contact them and turn this matter over to them. We have been instructed not to comment on our knowledge of this process and to refer any inquiries to the Boston's FBI office, the Public Affairs Office of the Public Corruption Unit. Unfortunately, beyond that, Mr. Chairman, I cannot say anything.
Okay. Thank you. Maria, you ready?
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
There you go. Okay. Okay, thank you. Mark made the point about the FBI, and I also was wondering, but I've got that answer from Carter. I also have a couple of other points I'd like to make tonight. First, I'd like to say that I was surprised, not all that surprised, but certainly dismayed and concerned that once again, the discussion and decisions for the ARPA funding is being put off again, this time until January 24th. I expect that the excuse for this will once again be that the interim TA had no time because he's dealing with other matters. Since so many things, not just ARPA, are being put off meeting after meeting, perhaps 16 hours a week in person is just not enough time for any TA to run this town. Second, I was unable to attend last week's select board meeting, and I know Les just commented on this, but I really, after watching the meeting today, I feel like I need to comment on how the resignations were accepted last week. I was saddened that the select board didn't ask one question or show any concern that all but one member of the personnel board resigned. 4 longtime residents and volunteers in our town resigned mid-year before a special town meeting, and not one of you asked why. Did something go wrong? Do we need to, do we have an issue we need to look at? I know that some of the board's members of this board, the select board, were made aware of concerns that the personnel board members had with respect to some of the treatment they've received, not only by the current town administration, but also by certain members of this committee. Once again, the select board feels its best course of action is to ignore the disrespect and lack of civility rather than take action to change it. I remember a time in this town when volunteers were treated with respect and concern by the select board and the town administration. I am so sad to see the current state of affairs in our town, the way employees and volunteers are spoken to, treated by the current leaders in our town. It is my hope that at some point very soon, you, the leaders of our town, will help lead us back to a place of civility, decency, and most of all, respect. Thank you.
Okay. Brett.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
I was just wondering if we have any update or status as to the wage survey for union employees, where we stand on that. We haven't heard anything or have had any communication as to the status of that.
I can double check on that in the morning, get an answer out to all concerned. I believe that it has been completed for the most part, but I'll give Jim a call in the morning and get an answer out to the board and to Mr. Pelly.
Thank you. Okay. Are there any other citizens' concerns? Okay. Okay, so we have Chief Filler-Brown with the grant proposal.
Can everyone see me?
Yep.
Yeah. I got Rajan. I was asked tonight to give you some updates on some grants that we've been working on, the department applied for, and some of the updates, information we got. So I want to thank you all for having me come here tonight. Rajan, can you go to the first slide, please? And the next one, sorry. Okay, update the emergency management planning grant that I told you a couple months ago. That was the, as the emergency management director for the town, it allows me to apply for money. And it's no cost to the town. It was $2,700. I worked with the Burke, Ron Cisco, the head of Burke, and we're awarded that. Just got notification on the 31st that we're good to go to purchase the items, and we'll be totally refunded or funded for that. And it's some safety gear, equipment. As I told you before, Burke is a non-funded group that provides the flu clinics. They're assisting at the COVID clinics. They do the shelters. They're a very, very valuable part of the town. And there's really no line item budget, but they fall into my department through emergency management, and they do a lot of great work. And when we give them the safety gear to perform their job and the equipment, I think it'll bring up morale. They're a great group, but I think it's well deserved. It'll be good for them. So next one is the FEMA AFG. That's the Federal Assistance to Firefighter Grant. I've been working with Gary Kushner, my finance advisor, and we are looking to replace the 1986 hose wagon with a new fire tender. It is on the capital plan for next year. If awarded this grant, and we applied for, it's approximately $400,000. If awarded the grant, the town will be responsible for 5%, which is going to be just under $20,000 if awarded. That was just submitted, and they'll start awarding or letting you know in the spring. So it'll be something they'll have to go to town meeting in the spring to get approved for the funding. But it's one of those ones you put in for. We'll see where it falls. Next grant.
Just a quick question. So this is something that we would typically be putting on our capital debt plan, and so what you would be doing is saving the town roughly $380,000 in
Yes, yeah, exactly. If awarded that, well, I'd be extremely pleased, and I would hope the town would be extremely pleased also with that amount of savings. There's a chance for these vehicles. The town of Harvard next door last year was awarded a vehicle, which is, it does not hurt to throw it in and see if we can get a chance at them. So, but exactly, it's a capital item. It's to defer the cost, or actually be a huge deferment of cost for the town. The next one is the Executive Office of Public Safety. It's Fire Safety Equipment Grant Program. It originally came around back when Worcester had the Worcester 6, when they lost the 6 firefighters. The state found out that they weren't really providing enough safety equipment to the firefighters, and it started allowing for some grant funds. That funds had disappeared, it dried up. It was like a 5-year plan. They reopened that last year, and this year, last year we had qualified, I think it was like $10,000. We were able to get some good equipment in there. But this year, because of our population increase and because they have more money available, we're available for up to $15,500. Items we're looking at is battery operated scene lighting, replacing outdated flashlights, personal firefighting gear, replacing an old ice rescue saws gear, and then actually chainsaws, rescue saws. And the reason we're having the saw part was the last couple of years we had a few good storms through, and the fire department is usually out there on first scene with the DPW clearing roads and doing their best, and it just allows us to get equipment. This was submitted in December. We'll hear back from it. If awarded successfully, there'll be no cost for the town. And these are items also that would be things we pick off our capital off the down the road. So it's really I think a win for the community to get that. And some communities I know do not apply for these, and the ones that, and a lot of them do take advantage of them. And I think it's really a great way to get some of your capital items knocked off the list. So, but okay, the next slide. Rajan, oh, sorry. And the next one, this one just came in. Actually, we came in about 2 weeks ago, and it's an automatic. It's a real. It was a quick grant that popped up. It's an automatic external defibrillator. It's through the state. It's an AED program, and it's allowed for each community is allowed to apply for one for an emergency vehicle. We submitted in December. It's one of those ones that when they pop up quick, we are allowed to put in, it's $1,600 for, it's a defib. And the vehicle we chose is, we have a pickup truck that we use for taking fire alarm systems off. They run errands, and we're going to be putting a first aid kit in it because it does not have one in it. And this is a great way to add another piece of emergency equipment that could make a difference. This is no cost to the town. It's a $1,600 grant. And once awarded, we will be purchasing another AD. And we actually applied for a second one if available, because we could throw one and we'll find another vehicle put in. These are the devices that you use in case someone's having a cardiac event. The next grant is the FEMA grant, the AFG. Some of you former select board members and former residents have been at the select meetings. That's a grant we've been applying for. The FEMA AFG Assistance to Firefighting Grants. This is part 2 of the one for the truck, the engine we just put in for. They extended it for a month. So there's a micro version of this grant. So when we realized we got our grant in and the feds gave us an extra month, we are looking at this time to replace nozzles and hoses with NFPA approved equipment. Once again, the town will be responsible for $5,000. I don't have the total amount of money. It will not be. I mean, if it goes over, $2,000 for the town, I'd be shocked at that amount. It's a 5% buy-in. This is items that we have on our finance, on our capital plan, replacing nozzles and updating. It's like 2 to 3 years down the road, but where they extended this year and they actually put more money into the grants, it's better to ask now than when they're available. And if you get it, I believe it's a win. And then the last one is the FEMA Safer. That is for the the staffing for adequate fire and emergency response. We've applied the past 2 years. We were not awarded. We will be looking, if you guys would like to, if the board would like to continue, we will write for 2 EMT firefighters. And this is where the FEMA would cover for the 3 years of the cost of the 2 firefighters. We have been unsuccessful the first 2 years applying for it. We have been stepping into staffing to get the additional staffing that was needed at the fire department. We are planning on writing this, and if we get it, it'd be a good idea. But we're looking for some, guidance. We've talked to finance, Gary, my finance advisor, and we are leaning towards it, but supporting it. But just want to see where the board stands. So that's the updated grants we have, and where we're at. And I don't know if we want to go any further on discussion on them or.
Thank you for putting this together and bringing this forward. I think it's important, I guess, for people to see. I guess, are there any questions for the chief from the board? Les?
Yeah, Paul, thanks. On the AFG grant, could you say a little bit more about that? Is that sort of reads like it's a refurbished piece of equipment? Is that correct? With a $380,000 net value?
No, that would be a brand new tender/tanker.
Okay, it just, I guess it said that the year was 1986. I guess it's not. So the model's not
if you're
changed.
replacing, so the vehicle as it shows up in the grant, even though the truck was refurbished in the 2000s time range prior to me getting here, it's still it's still considered a 1986 vehicle in the federal eyes, and it really is. It's technically it's out of service right now. It's waiting a radiator, and we're really deciding. We're looking at some other repairs before we invest any money into this vehicle any further. But yeah, so it's considered 1986, and the vehicle we were replacing was we were going to be getting away from a hose wagon, and it's a tender, another tank, a big truck that holds water. And the reason I think I've discussed in the past or been brought up to the past is when we use our tanker water, we have no hydrants in town, like no one understands. We have to bring our water to the fire, and we have one truck that carries 3,000 gallons of water. And we call communities like Harvard and Bolton and Stowe to assist us. But what we're finding now is when we go to a fire in another community, example, Lancaster, the communities of Bolton and Stowe are going also. And so there's no water in the area. So while we're helping their fires, we really have no protection besides the 1,000 gallons on one truck. So it's really having a backup. It allows us to have a backup truck. The hose wagon, it was back when they did not many communities had large diameter hose. The bigger departments around us, and everyone has large diameter hose now, but the need we have is water, to get the water. So
great. Well, thank you. And the other thing is, so if we go for safer, what do you think our chances are this time?
I don't. It's after where they gave a lot of the money to the big city last time in the state, and it really killed New England. I was still a little sour and disgusted with that in the process. But it seems like the big communities, big city always seems to get their way, and then. But it's supposed to be assistance to smaller communities to increase the public, response. So,
right. Well, thanks. I don't know whether people noticed, but the big fires they're having in Colorado, one of the lead items in the news was the fact that they're all using tankers out there and they ran out of tankers. That was one of the issues there.
Yeah.
Jennifer?
Just a procedural comment. Can we make sure that your slides, Paul, get into a revised version of our packet? Because I think it would be good to have those in there. But thank you for putting this together. That was great.
No, and I apologize on that.
No,
And
that's
it
fine.
got,
Don't
no, it
apologize.
got up on me, and I actually was putting his re-update and putting these in today, and I really should have had them done last week, but with all the stuff going on, it's just it caught up, and you know, and I will in the future get them when they come in the packet, so you get the chance to view them before
It's
tonight.
Last week was like New Year's. Why? Don't worry about
it's
it.
kind of a blur, you know, and on New Year's, and no, it's and I apologize, and you know, I will honestly get a lot better at that part. I mean, just so, but you know, so.
In terms of your question about the SAFER grant, it's my understanding and recollection that the last year at town meeting that was the article that we were to apply for the SAFER grant. So I don't think necessarily that was the article that was voted at town meeting, and so I don't really know that we can say no to that as that's what was voted, unless I'm mistaken.
I've forgotten the mechanics. Is it already something we have to follow through? I don't know, Paul. Can they maybe answer that?
I don't know if that's, I think it's more of one of your more rules than mine, I believe, to understand it. The last time once they approved it that first time, I think it allows us to write the way I was told through the former town administrator, and from what he checked with the law was we're allowed to write for all 4 years until we get to the staffing that model we're you know going for. So, but I just want to make sure that you know board's up on you know aware we're going to write for it. It's a lot of these grants. They're not that simple. There's a lot of work, and it's you're looking at me, but I'm the spokesperson. I have a great team. You know, Captain Malinowski does a lot of the work. Firefighter Derek Derubo, who we brought on a few years ago, is phenomenal. We do a lot of work. He does a lot of work. And if it wasn't for Linda, you know, Collins, you know, the admin I share with the DPW, these grants wouldn't be able to administer. And getting the last one, we're close to 80,000 over the last couple of years of equipment, which is I think a pretty good equipment and material items for the department, which I think is pretty good. And that's not counting CARES money and stuff that's counting EMS and fire grants that we've been able to acquire. So that's a pretty good cost savings for the community. And these are pretty much all items that you would be getting off of capital. I mean, the majority of them. You know, would I ask for another AED? You know, not really, but when one's, you know, the availability of it, I'm like, yeah, that's a, you know, it's a no, to me, it's a no brainer. I say I'm going to say yes, because, you know, should we have when an opportunity comes up like that for another AED, I said, sure. You know, if someone's driving around in a vehicle and going by something and he can respond in and make a difference, you know, $1,600 that's coming from the state, it's worth the little effort of putting the paperwork in for it. So.
Carter?
Technically, under the statute, each grant that is applied for should be, each grant that's received needs to be presented to the select board, the purpose for which it's to be expended and approved by the select board. I do think that going forward, and the chief and I talked about this last week, that you should look at a policy that kind of covers the smaller grants so they don't necessarily have to come in front of you at, let's say, under $5,000, and these larger amounts should be presented to you each time they're to be submitted. Notwithstanding whatever the town meeting may have voted, because at the end of the day, it is the authority of the select board to determine whether or not to accept the monies. So I don't think we necessarily have to work that through tonight, but it does raise an issue of perhaps having a policy with respect to this and making sure the approvals occur prior to the application and receipt of the monies should be put in place.
Okay. Thank you, Carter, and thank you, Paul. Any other questions, I guess? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move on to the next item.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great evening.
Thanks,
you too,
Paul.
Thanks.
Okay, so I will entertain a motion to call a special town meeting scheduled to begin February 28th, 2022, and to open a warrant for the same, closing said warrant with the close of business on January 17th, 2022.
So moved. Second.
Okay, is there any discussion, I guess, from the board? Okay.
Do we have the timeline set down to get to that point? I forget. I don't think I've seen it yet, or maybe I missed it. The things that have to happen each week, basically. The countdown calendar to get to a special town meeting.
It's very tight. Carter might have a better idea, but the thing is Carter may actually need to ask you guys to modify the motion and push out the close date. Is he here?
Not push it out, but pull it back. The printer wanted everything by the 21st of January. We pushed him back to January 25. We do have, from the staff perspective, some items that we've put forth, and I believe we supplied a copy of that in the agenda package to Ms. Neville and via her, the Finance Committee. I would, upon reflection, ask you to consider pulling the closing date back to January 13. The 17th is a holiday, I believe.
I think so.
Yep, it's Martin Luther King Day. I just read that in the announcements.
So if you would consider pulling, that still gives people, from the staff perspective, I think we have what we need, but for the general citizen information, it still allows 10 days.
So who moved that? Was that Jennifer or Diana?
I did.
Okay, so then I guess you would have to accept the friendly amendment.
I accept.
Okay. Becky, you have your hand up.
Hi, I just have a question. If it's the 13th, FinCom has to make a recommendation on every warrant article. And it's going to be really tight for us. We have a meeting tomorrow night and we have another one on the 11th before the 13th. And I was going to assign warrant articles to be, have recommendations written by our members. But the draft warrant currently has an awful lot of question marks on it. We don't have account numbers. We don't have explanations why we need stuff. Right now, I don't see myself supporting most of this warrant because of the lack of information in it. And where we have to write recommendations, we can use a whole lot more detail and some dollars around everything, which we don't have right now. I don't know how you guys would write your own recommendations with the 13th being the date, but I'm a little concerned with the fact that we're supposed to have all this done and we're not getting a whole lot of information.
If I could jump in, Carter, if the close date was moved to January 13, when would that's the close of the warrant, when do the recommendations need to be delivered in your hands?
Our intent was to get this in front of the board to determine its attitude towards these several items. A number of them have been talked about for a little bit of time now. We've unveiled the staffing plan, which drives part of them, the recruitment of the administrator. We would now proceed to draft summary explanations, and recommendations for consideration by the board. We would begin to circulate those, and we would be looking to have a final document in front of you for January 24.
So if we got our recommendations to you by the 18th, that would be okay?
That was my intent. I mean,
okay.
If we can get them an extra day, or that would work out just fine.
All right.
And you're meeting the 11th.
We're meeting the 4th, the 11th, and the 18th.
So if we pull it back even further, let's say to the 11th, which is still 8 days for a special, that would at least let us put all the articles in front of the Finance Committee the evening of the 11th.
Okay. We have to write recommendations on everything. It's hard to write recommendations without a little more substance. We don't have a lot of substance on a lot of those articles, like the whole water resources thing. I get why Les wants the money, but I don't understand why that's not being paid for out of ARPA, right? And you're not doing ARPA till the 24th. So I guess I'm a little concerned, like what the funding sources are, and we need to decide that together. And you guys don't have a meeting till the 24th. I don't think again, so it makes it difficult. I don't know. Maybe you need another meeting. But we'll get it pulled together. We'll talk about it tomorrow night and we'll get it pulled together, but I don't know how much support you'll have.
Okay.
So are we moving the date back to the 11th as opposed to
The
the
13th?
13th? Then we need to modify that resolution.
So wait, why was it the 11th? Sorry.
We said the 13th, that the warrant would close on the 13th, so now we're talking about the 11th.
Yeah, the finance committee's meeting the evening of the 11th. If we closed it on the 11th, and unless there's something out there from a citizen petition that I'm unaware of, these are the staff requests. I don't see anything else coming along. But if we want to provide everything to the finance committee for the meeting of the 11th, we would need to pull the closure back to the 11th.
Yeah, because we don't, that's just closing the warrant so that way no more articles would be on there. And then the recommendations and all of that stuff doesn't necessarily need to be done till the following week. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Jennifer, is that because it's your motion?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Mhm.
And we may need, I guess, another meeting on the 10th, so next week.
The 17th.
Well, I know we have the 17th as well, but I guess I'm wondering if we'll need another one on the 10th.
17th is Martin Luther King Day, sir.
Oh yeah, we can't have a meeting on that Monday, the 17th.
I'm going to be on vacation next week, so if I can call in, I will, but I may not be able to.
Mr. Chairman, I can work that through with you, but I honestly don't believe, we need a meeting next Monday evening.
Okay.
Okay, that works then. We'll take that offline. Okay, so is there any other discussion on this motion? Nope. Okay, we'll do a vote. Les?
Fox eye.
Diana?
Papari, aye.
Jennifer?
Campbell, aye.
And Folks eye. Okay. So now we'll entertain a motion to call the special/annual town meeting scheduled to begin May 9th, 2022, and to open a warrant for the same, closing said warrant to the close of business on March 28th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion by the board on that one? No?
Hang on. No, I think I'm okay.
Okay. Then we'll do a roll call vote. Jennifer?
Campbell, aye.
Les?
Fox eye.
Diana?
Papari, aye.
And Folks eye. Okay. On to the next thing. ARPA is rescheduled for the 24th. There's no old business. So we have the meetings for January through July. And then those look fine to me. We may need to add one or two, but that's included in this motion. So I'll entertain a vote to adopt the proposed Boxborough Select Board meeting scheduled January through July 2022 as presented. Cheryl.
Actually, Mr. Chair, you need to look at February for your Capital Saturday.
Yes.
Can you put this up on the screen?
Give me a minute.
I got you.
You got it? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Great.
And I believe is Becky still in the meeting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Les, you have your hand up?
Yeah, what's the deal on the budget Saturday? Is it happening or not?
The so the operating budget Saturday is not. The FinCom has decided to hear budgets through their meetings. There is a schedule that is floating around, I believe. At least I've seen it several times. Maybe that's poor context just because everybody sends me stuff. But there are different ones, and I think we can get that sent out to everybody and or posted somewhere. But the capital budget Saturday, I do believe, is still happening per my last emails with Becky.
Right. I want to clarify, if we're not having the budget Saturday on the 15th, then John, please take it off his calendar before people get confused.
Okay.
So Wes, is it the 5th or the 12th that you and Becky are discussing?
So what Les has brought up was the January 15th one coming
Right.
off of the agenda, yeah. And then I guess the question would be for Becky if she has any preference of the 5th or the 12th. Or does anybody on the board have any preference for either of those?
Don't know.
Okay. Diana?
I can ask tomorrow night, Wes, at FinCom if you want. We're talking a morning Zoom meeting, right, basically?
Hopefully, yes, please.
Okay, I will ask tomorrow night at FinCom.
Okay.
Becca, you're okay dropping the January 15th date for not, we're having a group budget Saturday, right?
Right. We've got all of the boards coming in and all the department heads coming into us.
That's what I assumed. All right.
Jennifer or Diana, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, this is just a general thing. I personally disagree with our not having a budget Saturday. I think the select board should be involved in discussing or being made aware of the budget. But nonetheless, if we don't have it, we should at least have the budget. And so far, I have only seen a couple of departments, and because I asked for the documentation. I would like to know when the select board is going to receive a full budget. And I'm putting it out there since we seem to have not had any participation in this really other than our initial input in terms of the general guidelines, which may or may not be being followed by the finance committee. I'm unclear about that. But I just think we need to see some documentation.
Well, on that point, Diana, I was proposing that if we're not doing a joint budget Saturday as originally conceived, we can take it off the joint calendar, but we could have our own budget powwow as a select board on any day we want to and do that review that you just described.
I think that's a good idea, Les. Whether it's that Saturday or a little later, I think, first of all, we're going to talk about the capital budget. We should know what the operating budget is.
I think it's a good idea.
Okay. We could then, I guess, add a meeting on that February 1st. Is it the 1st or the... Because we have the 24th or January 24th. We could do January 31st, and then that would position us for the capital budget Saturday on the 5th or the 12th. Does that work for people?
31st is Monday.
Yes, 31st is a Monday.
Okay, I'm fine.
What about a Saturday morning like we've done budgets in the past? Not a good idea?
I mean, we can. It effectively kills like a whole day, I guess. And also you have Kirby and the production staff, and it's like, do we really want to make them get up on Saturday? That's not necessary, and I'm guessing that's why he's raising his hand right now.
Yeah.
Kirby?
No, sir. It's basically to remind the group that the 31st, the planning board is doing a live broadcast of the regular meeting. Your meeting would not be a live broadcast.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you're saying, okay. I don't think that's a huge problem, but.
I'm just reminding the group. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Becky? Vicky, you're muted. Oh, hold on.
Come on. Mute. There we
Okay.
go. Becky, I think you've now personally muted yourself again.
Ah! Okay.
You're still muted.
Okay, got me?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
You're good.
Okay.
You're
The
golden.
FinCom wasn't provided with many budgets either. What we've got is everything Mega received, which wasn't much. And then I talked to the moderator about what to do because I was concerned we needed to at least have placeholder budgets. So I created placeholder budgets for a whole boatload of departments that only just moved 2022 budgets into 2023 and gave the step increase with the COLA to those eligible employees. So anything we've got, I mean, we've got a few of them, but everything else has got, like, they're all color coded tabs because most of them we wound up doing, or a lot of them, I would say probably majority of them we wound up doing as placeholder budgets because we don't have budgets for an awful lot of this. In the past, you know, in December, we would have all gotten budget books. Well, that hasn't happened yet. I mean, I'm gonna find out tomorrow night on the FinCom who wants what I've got so far, and I'll print it out for them. But you know, we haven't gotten anything from town hall either, except for Megan when I've asked her for it, and you all certainly could ask for it too. But anything we've got, I've created, or else we've got a few of them from Mega. Like the big departments, we've got police, we've got fire, we've got DPW, we've got library, and that's where the, you know, rubber meets the road for the most part. So just so you know, nobody's got them.
Okay.
But
Okay,
you,
so I guess-
excuse me, you touched on an important point, which is what's our plan for dealing with Article 4 if we are still trying to pull together a personnel board to vote on the table?
So we
Steps and
may need to
COLAs.
have a meeting at whatever point to convene them. Jennifer?
Yeah, I talked to John Fallon about that, and he gave me, I will specify, he gave me no opinions whatsoever. But he did say that if there is not a quorum of the board, then the select board can present Article 4, but Article 4 does need to be presented because it's a bylaw.
You're talking a town meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we should have a quorum of the personnel board by that
I
time.
hope so.
I think we will.
Becky, is your hand raised intentionally now still? Okay. Yep.
I just want to say, before the personnel board disbanded, they actually voted next year's increases. So the FinCom went ahead and adopted those for budget purposes. I've got the schedule, and tomorrow night we're going to do the people who are like intermittent, temporary, per diem kind of people and vote that. So those budgets will be accurate. But the personnel board did do that before they all stepped off. They voted that.
Oh, that's good to know. Thanks, Becky.
And I do believe that we're looking to convene the personnel board to classify the 2 new positions, I believe. And so we would need to appoint and allow them to convene that as well. So we may need to have at least a short meeting to appoint personnel board members should we find volunteers for that. Okay, so is there so I had the motion. Does anybody move it?
I'll move it.
Okay. Is there,
I second.
okay. Any further discussion? Okay, then we'll go Les?
I'm sorry,
Yep.
Mr. Folks, are we
Yep.
amending to add the 31st?
I would say we need to, yeah, probably, let's add the 31st then.
Okay, all right.
Knowing that it will not be a live broadcasted meeting, but one that can be replayed later.
Thank you.
Okay, so then we have Les. Fox eye. Okay, we'll come back to Les. Jennifer.
Campbell, I.
Diana.
Lepari, aye.
Les.
Yeah, Fox eye. I don't know if you heard me the first time.
Okay, and then Fox eye. Okay. So now the next item is the the tribute for the MMA meeting. Terrible. Sorry.
Where we all turn off our videos and say bye.
So typically we have somebody go, or at least, is this one going to be virtual as well? Do you
No, I
know
think
that?
it's in person,
I
which
want
is
to
a
go to
problem right now. I'm
Can we
surprised.
just like not send anybody, like unless anybody has a burning desire?
Not at this time, especially. I would not want to go.
Okay.
I signed up because I thought we were supposed to go, but I would hope it'd be virtual. I'm getting a little nervous.
I don't think it is, Jennifer, because I checked it and
Mm,
they haven't put any virtual
yeah.
notification. If it's
Okay.
virtual, it'd be great, but
So if it is virtual, then I would motion that we appoint Jennifer, I guess. Or vote to authorize Jennifer as the designee to act as the town's voting delegate at the MMA MIIA annual meetings to be held on January 22nd. Is there, since
I
she's already
second.
registered?
I
And if you don't go, it's not bad. You just, right now, you're able to vote on behalf of the town.
Okay.
So moved.
Okay. And then, Les, do you want a second?
I'll second that.
Oh, thank you, Les. So Jennifer, this is just voting to allow you to vote on behalf of the town, but if you, for your personal reasons, do not feel safe attending in person, please do not feel obligated and make whatever decisions right for you and your family.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, Mr. Folks, it's actually 2 meetings. They're back to back.
Okay.
One is MMA and one is our insurance agent, our insurance coverage entity.
Right.
But they feed you.
Omicron sandwiches. Oh, okay. We'll let it go. Okay, so seeing no other discussion, I guess we'll take a vote. Diana?
Lepari, aye.
Les?
Fox eye.
Jennifer?
Campbell, I.
And folks, aye.
I don't know whether what MMA requires some sort of a letter or certificate for Jennifer to take to authorize her to vote. Well, that's the MAPC practice. I don't know what MMA does, but we can find out.
Okay.
And then we have the annual town report. Is there any way to get rid of that? Just asking for a friend. I don't know if anyone's actually
Read it.
read that.
I like reading it.
I do too, actually. I think it's very useful.
Carter?
Statute requires it, that you produce one. Ironically, it never really realigned the date it's due for with the town's fiscal year. And many towns have done away with mass publishings in favor of distribution via web. But you must produce one.
Fun. And so I guess that was just putting on here who wants to write. Oh man, it's me again because I'm the chair. Okay. Oh. Okay. So I guess I'm on the hook for writing that summary from the select board.
Well, are you talking about the select board's piece of the annual town report or designating the team to assemble it for everybody?
That's a great question. Carter or Cheryl, was there intention for this one?
It's the board's report, not the entirety of the document.
Okay. Well, we'll all help you, Wes.
That's okay. I just say beep, beep, boop, boop. There was COVID and we're here still.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
Actually, the reports are useful. If you ever want to find the transcript of a previous town meeting and see the warrant itself, you can find it there.
Mhm.
Interesting. Okay, so I don't think we need a vote there.
No, because
So then I guess-
you're it anyway.
Yay. Okay, so I guess, does anybody have any reports for the board or,
Nothing's happened between the 27th and the 3rd, so no.
Yeah.
okay. Okay, then I will, seeing no other hands, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Wow, it's only 8:26.
Yay.
I like burned through this. Wow. Okay, not dilly-dallying any longer. We'll do roll call vote. Jennifer,
Campbell, I.
Les,
Fox eye.
Diana,
Harry, aye.
and folks. Man, my kids are gonna be like, "What are you doing up here, Dad?" It's like we're not in bed yet. You said